Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday video. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. Welcome, new subscribers. We are still moving towards our goal of hitting 222, even though I didn't hit it by my birthday. That's fine. It just lets me know how quickly my manifestations are coming, right? How much energy I'm putting towards it. So let's go, let's share, and let's connect and come through, Soul Tribe. Like, I love you all. I really, really do. So in today's A Mindset Monday, what we're going to talk about is how to move from just being a big talker into being a person of action. Okay? I used to be a big talker and didn't really have too much to back it up with, right? Not saying that my goals or my aspirations were empty, but just a matter of, oh, I'm going to have this and oh, I'm going to have that. But I didn't believe it in myself. So now when people start looking for me, they're like, okay, well, it's been a year since you said you're going to do this. Why haven't you done it yet, right? It's just the big talk. So one thing I pride myself on now is knowing my limitations, knowing my boundaries, knowing my goals, and using every time I achieve one of those things as a stepping stone to achieve more, okay? I no longer talk a big talk, but that's not common in today's society. In today's society, people talk a lot of game and they don't have anything to back it up, right? They put a lot of fluff out there and they don't have anything to back it up. They're not being authentically them, and it's eating them up inside. Because when you're not authentically you, a little bit of the authentic you dies. And that's painful, okay? So, we're going to talk about how to get your butt into gear, right? How to make it not just so much mind over matter, but have that mind-heart connection. Because the things that allow you to move into action are the things that you're passionate about. You have to feel it in your heart. So if you're just talking to talk, to maybe impress someone else outside of you, maybe impress someone in your circle, but that's not really what you want to do, you're always going to just be a big talker. You're always going to be saying these things and never fulfilling them because you don't have the passion or the drive or the energy to do it. So make sure that when you speak, because your words have power, make sure it's coming from an authentic place of passion. That way the energy is behind it. That way you have the desire to go out and fulfill the things that you said you're going to do, right? You're not going to have the desire to go do things that make you miserable or that's not really for you. And the universe has a way of allowing us to keep tripping ourselves up and putting ourselves through things that we don't have to go through so that we can learn the lesson. And then when you learn the lesson, you're like, oh, I'm never going to go through that again because it's so much easier going this way. That was something that I had to come to terms with, because I used to, for a very long time, say, I wish I had a stable relationship. I wish I had a happy home. I wish I had a home of my own. I wish my children were like settled and we didn't have to move everywhere. I wish I didn't have to work this stupid job. I wish I could volunteer more and just love on the children and just XYZ, right? And in a way, I was kind of living that. I mean, I had a nice home, but my relationship was not stable. My marriage was not happy. My children were not thriving, right? We weren't stable. But I was getting little snippets of the things that I wanted. But when I realized, you know what, Chanel, you're chasing the things that you want in a way that's not for you. You got to cut it and let it go and start moving authentically you. And when I started moving authentically me and started doing the things that was happy for me, things started falling away that no longer served me, right? I got my divorce. It went through quickly, right? Effortlessly, which is something that I wanted. I was able to start having things falling in place for me, lining up for me at warp speed because I was moving towards the things that was for me. You cannot be authentic and have a big talk and have action to back it up and chase something that's not for you, right? I'm not saying that times when you fail is just a matter of, oh, it's not for me, right? I could have looked at my last marriage and been like, you know what? Marriage isn't for me, right? But I chose to say, no, I'm going to move again because this relationship, right, looks like it has the potential to make me feel good because my heart was in it, right? Again, it's a connection between your heart and your heart and your mind. There's a connection there. And if you're not moving in unison with those things, you're always going to be a big talker. because you're going to be talking from here instead of moving from here. Your part of moving and having action behind your talk comes from your heart center. So when I realized, you know what, I'm looking to build something on a rocky foundation, on a muddy foundation. I'm not on a solid foundation because my heart isn't in it. I have to move differently, right? When I did that, the universe started just making everything flow for me. And I'm not saying that it wasn't a bumpy road, but things started falling in place for me because I was moving towards my purpose. I was moving towards what it is that I'm supposed to do. When you move and you speak on what it is that you're supposed to do, you won't struggle to have action behind it, right? A lot of people are, again, looking for the clout or looking for credibility or the cosign from outside sources instead of checking it off inside of them first, right? They have that disconnect. They're not where it is that they should be. So in order to not just talk a big talk, right, you got to make sure that you're being, right? Don't just do things for survival like I used to. Don't just do things. You have to be it. You have to be your talk. You have to hold yourself to the saying of my word is bond. My word is my bond. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Learn your limitations. Learn your boundaries, right? And when you do so, know that sometimes things fall apart to make room for the things to come together on a stronger fold. And every time that you accomplish, right, the thing that you spoke about, or even if you don't accomplish it, you want to still use that experience as a stepping stone to elevate. Because a lot of people stop moving into action after they talk and don't see their thing come like this, and they get stuck. And then when they're stuck, they're looking at other people who's not stuck, who's growing. They're like, well, how dare you grow, right? So every experience, whether you accomplish it or you don't, you use it as a stepping stone. When I quit my job 6 years ago now, when I quit my job, I started doing catering, right? Because I know how to cook. I was thinking about party planning. I became a licensed financial advisor. I was doing all types of stuff, and they were all working out. But in the heart of it, I was still looking for the babies. I was still looking to care for the children. I was still looking to help people with their mentality. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just launch this? Instead of saying, I wish somebody was able to correlate spirituality and the mindset and show you how to move authentically. I just became that person. It's my purpose. Instead of me wishing for it, I actually went and did it. That's another way to not just have a big talk. Stop wishing for it and go out and create it. We are creators. We are producers. Do not just be a consumer. Go out and produce. When you wake up and you say, what is it that I'm producing? What is it that I'm putting out for humankind to gather, for them to be amazing and for them to be thriving? When you look for an opportunity to do that every single day, you have no choice but to move into action. And it doesn't have to be something grand. It can be something simple. The other day I was in the store. This woman's card ran out of the balance, and I was like, well, here's the cash, pay for the rest. You don't got to put that stuff back. I mean, it's $10, whatever. It's $10, but to her it was everything. We were in Aldi's. $10 goes a long way in Aldi's, but to her it meant everything, right? To me it's nothing, but it was a way for me to empower my community. I want to be that person, be the change that you want to see. That's another way to move your butt into action and not just be a big talker. Don't look for the validation from others. Don't look for the cosign from outside sources, from even if it's from someone who you admire. Don't look for it. Just be validated. Be grateful for the actions that you move, that you take from your authentic space. Because I guarantee you, every single time you do that, you're sending a signal to the universe. And when the universe picks up on that signal, They're like, oh, that's a high vibrational frequency. Let's do more things to help them stay in that high vibrational frequency. Let's build that momentum up in that area. And then you'll just be so energized and just ready to go do anything. And you know how powerful you are that you'll never dare say something that you don't plan on backing up. When you realize your power and how quickly you can manifest things, how quickly things can be brought into your life. One quick example. We were at the parade here in my local city, and I was like, I wish I had purple beads. I was just thinking it to myself. I was standing off to the back. I wasn't in the crowd because I didn't want to be in the crowd. And then literally 60 seconds later, purple beads were being draped over me. And I'm like, where the hell are these coming from? And my husband was like, oh, somebody took these off my neck. And I was like, oh, you would like it. And he brought it to me. 60 seconds, y'all. Just like that. When you realize your words have power and they move at the speed of belief, then you wouldn't dare say anything that you wouldn't want to come to fruition. Okay, wealthy family, that's all that I have for you today. I love you all. Let's continue to grow and glow. Be sure to visit my website. There's other services on my website that I don't put here on YouTube. So be sure to check me out there, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.